Toastmasters and honored guests. In the year 1452, there was a young man in Italy called Michele. Michele happened to be a salesman. He sell wool, he sell cheese, he sell metal. He traveled across Europe selling. He was really famous. A good way to describe Michele was Promethean, pretty charismatic, but he was not known for his ability to speak well. He was known because he was hunchback, full of scars, and people often called him ugly. But Michele didn't care. He loved people. And during a certain trip, he had to go to Iran to sell because this Persian guy had a specific cheese that he wanted. So he went across Europe towards the Middle East to Iran. He's waiting in line to talk to this Persian cheese man. And he's waiting and waiting and waiting. And he sees the Persian dad animated. And behind the Persian man, a door opens. And the most beautiful girl in the world steps out. Michele is shaking. Michele, by the way, is 25. He's never in his life seen beauty like this before. He's stunned. The Persian man sees Michele staring at his daughter and says, "Are you staring at my daughter?" Michele says, "No, I'm not. I'm staring at your cheese." But we'll get to that in a second. Michele is shocked. He does business with the Persian, and all the while he's thinking about this woman. Golly, he walks around. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? He has to do it, his heart tells him. Sun sets, he does it. He goes to the Persian man's door and he knocks. Sure enough, who opens the door? The woman. She sees him. She's scared. She's frightened. She's never seen ugliness like Michele's ugliness. Michele doesn't care. "Hey, what's going on? I saw you earlier and I thought you were rather interesting. And with the interest, I'd like to take you out." The girl looks down. Michele's heart starts beating. "Oh, but I actually have a couple of books. See, I travel. People call me a gypsy, but I'm not. I'm actually Italian. And there's a particular book that I think you would like, and I'd love to tell you about it." The girl looks down. Michele's bottom leg starts to quiver, and his heart's beating more. "Hey, I have this really nice wine that's from Italy. I have some olives that I'd love to share with you. Something. Michele starts to get really nervous. The girl starts looking down. And then it begins to dawn on Michele, wow, I'm really ugly. And it's affecting my relationship for the first time in my life. Michele is about to turn around, but something tells him, no, tell her. He turns around and faces the woman again and asks her, "Do you believe in soulmates?" This time Michele looks down and the woman looks up. "Yeah, why?" It's the first time he heard her speak. Michele takes a deep breath and his voice starts to shake. "When I was a kid, a voice, a thunderous voice, told me, your woman is going to be ugly, hunchback, and full of scars, but you will love her." Michele recoils at that when he was a boy, and he looks up at the voice and says, no, don't do that to her. Please, let me endure that so my woman could be beautiful. Michele is still looking down, and he says, when I saw you, I knew that I did this for you. He said it. Michele is about to turn around, but he stops. Someone grabs his arm, and he looks up, and it's the woman. And she's crying. And she says, I've been waiting for you. When I heard this story, I thought about this concept, this Jungian concept called the shadow. The shadow, Jung believes that it's this part of you that's unresolved, trauma that's unresolved that needs to be resolved. And what the unconscious mind does, that it projects it onto people just so you resolve, just in order for it to resolve you. That's how genius the unconscious mind is. And he believes that there's this thing called the anima and the animus. In other words, your soulmate. And your soulmate happens to have everything that you have to resolve, meaning that they're your exact opposite. All the traumas that you generally inherit from the age between the age of 0 to 7 is into one person, meaning that that one person is your greatest gift to really ascending and being your true self.